Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, NAF Atsugi, everyone in Facebook land, Big Channel land, and we're glad to have you here for another edition of the Captain's Call. And we've got some great folks on today. CMC, good afternoon. How you doing today?
I'm digging the couch, sir.
All right, this is very comfy. So if you hadn't noticed already, we're in the world famous Diamondbacks VFA 102 Ready Room, and I tell you what, it's spectacular in here. They've done some incredible stuff. And we've got our good friend Jake the Snake, who's been on the show before, and we're happy to feature him as long as with the, we call it a blue bomb in the Navy, but that's been decorated in Diamondback red and white, so just a great place to be. And the best part of the show is we got a great sailor with us today. It's AME3 Neffel. Professor Neffel, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.
So as you can tell, it's turning into summer here. We've got some great temps outside, little humidity working, and we've got some great things going on around the base. So well, thanks for joining us. So now an AME3, tell us what an AME does here in the Diamondbacks.
So as an AME, I work on ejection seats and oxygen systems.
Okay. So basically everything aircrew survival in the aircraft, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you guys got a huge job, and everything has to be exactly right. That seat has to work perfectly, perfect sequencing, and everything in the oxygen system, obviously to keep the aircrew and the precious cargo airborne as long as they can so they can do their job. So thanks for everything you do here in the Diamondbacks. I understand you have a budding singing career and music, playing guitar, so we'll be hearing a little bit of that later after we do some of the notes. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, CMC, you want to start us off?
Yes, sir.
All right.
First comes for the driver license class. From now on, there will be only one driver's licensing class provided each week. The class will be conducted every Friday at the Base Safety Office classroom in Building 146, beginning at 1 p.m. Each week's ICR class graduates will have first priority with the opportunity for walk-ins if there is a seating available. Students who meet all requirements and pass their test will receive their license on Wednesday of the following week. For any questions or concerns, please call 264-3794.
Registration for the School Age Care Summer Camp is going on now through Monday, June 10th. The camp is open to youth, kindergarten through 12 years old, and will be held from Monday, June 17th through Friday, August 23rd. Sign up at Central Registration, Building 3250, or call 264-3588.
Hey, excellent job. Okay, and a safety note this week. Safety would like to invite everyone to come out and join them this Wednesday, May 22nd, that's tomorrow, from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. for a safety parade around the base. And again on Thursday, May 23rd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the 2013 Safety Fair at Halsey Gym and Taylor Field. For more information, please contact NAF Atsugi Safety Office at 264-3678.
Are you a dependent of an enlisted service member? Are you interested in a scholarship to help pay for college classes? If you said yes to any of those questions, then you may be eligible for a scholarship awarded by AESA. All scholarships are due by 10 a.m. on Monday, May 27th at the Navy College. Winners will be notified by Saturday, June 1st. For more information on scholarship requirements or applications, please visit the AESA website at aesajapan.info.
The Atsugi Officer Spouses Association's Spring Mini Bazaar is right around the corner on Saturday, June 1st at the Ranger Gym. The one-day bazaar will be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and feature Oriental Deco furniture, jewelry, and home decor. For any questions, please send an email to aosavp@gmail.com or look for them on Facebook by searching NAF Atsugi Officers Spouses Association Spring Bazaar.
Okay, so the next note is is from Public Works and about the air conditioning. And I want to thank everybody out there for having patience and working with us real hard. As you know, we had some mandatory cuts we had to make this year and utility costs, and we did an awesome job with the heating. And we've actually been directed by higher headquarters to delay the air conditioning start by up to 4 weeks. I think we've met some energy goals, CMC, over the last 6-8 weeks. So I'm real happy to say that over the next day or two, we'll be finishing up all of our maintenance on our air conditioning systems, to include the ducting and the reefers and the chillers. and we will be turning the air conditioning on here real soon. We'll probably start off in the military family housing and work our way up to unaccompanied housing and then to the industrial spaces. It's pretty warm here in the Diamondbacks Raider room, and I'm sure all the workspaces up here on the second deck, and certainly in the shops down there on the hangar bay floor, I'm sure are starting to warm up. We do have a little cooling trend coming over the weekend, but we're going to start getting this AC on real quick, and I really appreciate everyone's patience out there. It's not something that we've enjoyed doing and delaying the startup, but something we absolutely had to do, and that's due to some sequestration and budget issues. So I appreciate your patience, and we'll get through this as soon as we can. Thanks very much.
NAF Atsugi is hosting a Memorial Day service on next Monday, May the 27th at 11 a.m. at Alliance Park. In case of inclement weather, the event would be moved to Cinema 77. Dress code for participants is military service dress whites, and for civilians, semi-formal attire, or just come as you are. We won't turn anybody away. If you would like to volunteer and participate in the event, please call 264-3804 or 264-4450.
From the housing office, due to the computer refresh happening around base, the family housing office will be closed on Tuesday, May 28th. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience.
Okay, and this month is Asian Pacific Heritage Month, and we're going to be celebrating that with a special lunch on Thursday, May 30th. We will have a program with the lunch held at the Atsugi Convention Center from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with the Asian buffet meal at $9.95 a person. All are invited, including civilians, and the first 60 E4 and below personnel will be able to eat free. And as long as you stay around for the program, you'll be able to get a free lunch on the house, and I bet it's going to be pretty darn good. So please come out. That's Thursday, May 30th. And that about concludes our notes. So thanks, Pastor Neffel, for helping us through there. We're going to be right back in just a couple minutes. We've got some great MWR notes. If you look at the tours list, they're chock full of all kinds of great things to do outside and indoors. But we'll be right back with AME3, CMC, and myself, and give you some Bravo Zulus and concerns, talk about a couple other things, and we have a very special treat for you at the end of today's show. Talk to you soon, and we'll be right back.
Camp Adventure is back. Atsugi School Age Services, or SAC, is offering summer camps for kids kindergarten through age 12. Sign up at the Central Registration Office in Building 3250. Sign up for summer swim lessons at the Central Registration Office in Building 3250. Also, there will be a free swim level screening from June 18 through the 21st from 2 to 5 p.m. Call 264-3588 for details. Splash into summer at the outdoor pool on Monday, May 27th for the summer's first pool party. Join us for games and contests from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Remember, the pool opens for weekends from May 25th and opens daily beginning June 14th. Create something special for Dad this Father's Day. Paint 2 ceramic bisques for just $5 at the Cultural Crafts Center on Saturday, June 15th. Call 264-3728 for details. Bowl with Dad on Sunday, June 16th at Atsugi Lanes. And Dad bowls for free. Now back to Captain's Call.
Okay, welcome back to the Captain's Call. We are here in VFA 102, world famous Diamondbacks Raider Room. We're really happy to be here, and the Diamondbacks are working up, getting ready to go out to sea on board USS George Washington, along with the other squads from Carrier Wing 5. So they're working really hard. We're really proud and really thankful that they let us in the Raider Room to bother them just for a few minutes. And really, we're happy that we have a great sailor from the Diamondbacks. That's AME3 Neffel. Mr. Neffel, welcome back to the show.
Sir.
So you're from Owings Mills, Maryland, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and who's the greatest baseball team on earth?
Orioles.
Of course, the Orioles. So we're real happy that they're doing well this year, and hopefully they'll bring home another playoff victory this year. So now tell us, you got a big family back home apparently. Is that right?
Yes, sir. 4 brothers and 2 sisters.
Wow. Now, is anybody you want to say hi to them back home? You want some high school friends or mom, dad, or anybody like that?
I'll just give a shout out to all my Neffels back in Maryland, and Diamondback leadership here, bringing me to this point, getting me to where I need to be, and all the AMEs across the globe.
Outstanding. Hey, you're doing great work. And for those folks back home in Maryland and all over the country, this sailor's doing some great work. He was nominated amongst many other sailors here in the Diamondbacks to come join us on the show. So he's a great sailor, and serving in Japan is an incredible opportunity to make a real difference here in the Navy. So he's done a great job so far, and he's making those airplanes fly and letting those aircrew do what they have to do. And keeping safety and security here in East Asia is no small task, and he's doing a big job in helping us through that. So thanks, Pastor Neffel, for doing a great job. All right, so now we're off to the concerns on the show. CMC, we got a couple of irate customers out there.
Yes, sir, we do.
All right, let's see what we can do to help them out.
The first one is from Youth Sports, where the customer is alleging buffoonery in baseball. I am very disappointed on how our youths are thrown around from baseball field to baseball field. My son is in a 13 through 15-year-old baseball team and has moved several fields. The base athletic director even went as far as running across Bandy Field and tells our team, including the coach, that they could not practice on that field for the rest of the season. It was for the high school baseball tournament, they say. They were moved from Ranger to Bandy and now back to Ranger, but their practices are cut short due to softball. Really, the tournament is played all day during the work day, all week, and our kids are the last priority, even if we pay for the service. This is wrong and should not be tolerated. Prior planning, people. Every year at the same time, we should get in some set in stone, especially with the 5 fields that we have available. Very poor service.
Okay, so what's making this year a little bit different is we are hosting the Far East Baseball Tournament, which will be held at Bandy Field. And as you know, we want that field to look as good as we possibly can.
Absolutely.
And so last week, during this time frame, they were reseeding it and shut the field down. So it sounds like we may have missed the mark a little bit in communicating that to the coaches through youth sports and to the baseball team. So I can understand where that would cause some issues, especially if there were surprises and they wanted to go out there and practice and they couldn't. So I understand that. So sorry for that, parent out there. And we'll try to do that better to communicate. But as you know, we have Far East softball, Far East baseball, and all these youth sports competing for a very certain amount of time and acreage that we have for the fields out there. This has been a difficult challenge. They've done a pretty good job so far. So if we missed the mark, apologize for that. Hopefully you understand that we got a lot of competing requirements, and we're doing our best to make sure everybody gets time on our wonderful athletic fields out there to do what we do. So thanks, continued patience, and I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, sir, our next one comes from unaccompanied housing, where our customer says it's hot in here. I live in building 1289, and so far the AC still hasn't been turned on. Although it's not too hot outside, the humidity makes living in the barracks almost unbearable. In the last week alone, I had to go to medical for running a high fever, and returning to a hot, muggy room made me take twice as long to break my fever. Every day I end up sweating in my room just from walking to the fridge and back. The fans that are provided circulate air very poorly. Everyone that lives in a townhouse or a tower has AC, yet the barracks doesn't. The barracks are constantly being brushed to the side when it comes to building maintenance. I know we are cutting back on a lot of things, but I would really appreciate it if you could turn the air on.
Okay, well, great comment, and I appreciate it. We're hearing you out there. We're going to turn the AC on here really soon, and the one thing we want to do is make sure we don't cause any mold buildups, and that comes with the heat and the humidity and living spaces. So we're looking really hard at that. And like I said at the beginning of the show and during one of our other comments, we will be turning on the AC here really, really soon. So thanks. There's about 11,000 units on this space that we have to service, and so that's a big job for our NAVFAC folks. We're going to get there really quick. So a little bit of patience, and we'll be there and making this place nice and cool. Thanks.
All right, sir. Our last concern comes for the licensing office, the POV driver's licenses. The licensing office is staffed by only one person and is closed during lunchtime. There are many things that can only be accomplished during lunch hours when we have a chance to get away from work for a bit and go handle some business. Hours in general on this base are deplorable. Many places aren't even open on weekends, Next Depot, for instance. But the licensing office being closed during lunch is even more ridiculous. I went there this Monday to get my license reinstated. It was 12:30 in the afternoon, and they are closed from 11 to 12, and nobody was there. I had to get back to work, so I went back on Tuesday. They opened 10 minutes late. There were several people waiting in line ahead of me. When it was my turn to be seen, the attendant didn't say anything to me, simply held up a sign and said, "No licensing issued due to database being down." She said nothing at all. I asked her when the database would be back up. She said, no answer. I asked her how long it's been. Again, no answer. She simply held up a sign in front of her until I left. It is a little embarrassing that we can't even issue sofa licenses. They don't even have our pictures on them. They're practically worthless. Why do we need to wait for a database to issue them, and why the poor customer service? I'm very disappointed with the service there, and I've never had a problem there before.
Okay, well, we got a couple issues going on here, and one is the availability of personnel over there. So as we've said, we're very short-handed over in the safety office and the licensing. With the hiring freeze that we've had here, due to the sequestration, I can't hire anybody additional, and that is a real problem. So when someone leaves, it's like you don't get a replacement, and so that's where we are in the safety office. We've been that way since about December of this past year. So we're going on about 5 months of reduced manning. Very difficult problem. The one individual that we have in there is doing their best, and that's why we moved the licensing class over to the safety office to facilitate faster service here to get your licenses. So we do have a manning problem. We definitely acknowledge that, and we're doing our best to get that place fully staffed. As far as the database goes, you were there at the wrong place at the wrong time. That database is back up and working. So you definitely, if you haven't gotten it yet, you can go back and get that license that you need. So we're up and running there again, as long as the customer service hours are in place and you're over there at the right time. And then their third place, as far as the SOFA licenses and the lack of information or lack of photograph, hey, that's what we have to work with. That is a USFJ standardized SOFA license, so that's what we use. And we won't be changing that anytime soon. That's just the system we have in place. So want to make sure everybody gets their license out there. It's good for a certain amount of time. Make sure you update it if you're coming up on a consecutive overseas tour or something like that. But anyway, that's what we got, and that's what we'll use. But I appreciate your time and effort to write a comment for us. It means a lot to us, and we'll continue to work on that hiring over there so that future generations don't have the same issue. So appreciate your time. Okay, is that all we got?
That's all we got.
Okay, very good. So Pastor Neffel, you get the best part of the show. We get the Beezies, and we got a couple of pretty good ones out there.
Bravo Zulu to the licensing office. I would like to thank the staff at the driver's license office. Your help was greatly appreciated. Keep up the good work.
Okay?
How do you like that?
Timing's everything, huh? Thanks. That's good.
Also, Bravo Zulu to NAF Atsugi. First of all, thank you to Captain Weeman and NAF Atsugi for allowing us to host the Far East Softball Tournament. Everyone that I have worked with has been fantastic, hardworking, dedicated, and professional. Ron Rocha, Susumu Ugai, and Meli De Los Santos have been incredible at the NGIS. They have done a great job to get all 12 softball teams from all over the Pacific billeted comfortable. MWR has also been amazing as usual. Tom Durning and Mike Blanchard are awesome. They've taken care of us every step of the way. A special kudos to Patrick White. This morning we were getting rained on, which is when I realized that the dugouts on Kingfield did not have roofs. I went to Ranger Jim to track down Pat to see if MWR had a couple of tarps for the kids to keep their gear dry. I couldn't find him, but when I got back to the fields, he was on a ladder, zip-tying tarps over the dugouts. He was way ahead of me. Later, when we got dumped on and had to cancel the games, he was hard at work getting the water off the fields. I've worked with him for several years, and he is always spot on with everything. Even better is that he is always in a good mood, never complains, and simply gets the job done. Today the Liberty Lounge also opened up for the girls since we were rained out. Very classy move. NAF Atsugi is awesome in its support of our high school kids, and we really appreciate it. Last year's FE Cross Country was another example of the excellent work here. Maybe we can start planning for FE track sometime in the future to showcase the new track that was just built. Best regards, Ed.
Ed's a good man. I like Ed. Thanks. Is that it? Is that all we got? Okay, those are our Beezies. Well, thanks, Pastor Neffel, for a great job today. You got a wonderful stage presence. And CMC, as always, good to be on there with you. And we want to thank the Diamondbacks for letting us in the ready room and interrupting the day just a little bit. But you guys keep flying safe. Good luck out on George Washington here in just a couple weeks. And I know you guys are going to go off and do wonderful things here in Southeast and the Far East, Asia. And going to make some good stuff on the GW happen. So really proud of you guys. Glad to support you. And fly safe. Looking forward to your safe return later in the summer. And we'll take care. CMC, have a good afternoon, and thanks for everything. Amy 3, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we got a special treat up here in just a couple minutes, so stand by, please stay tuned, and we'll talk to you soon.
Hi, how's it going, guys? I'm Amy 3 Neffel. And this is actually a song from my new album called What 16 Said to 22. It's called Close to Home, actually the first song I ever wrote. So I hope you guys enjoy it. You have seen the best and the worst of me, but tonight could you tell me how I'm supposed to live without a fight? One more day, I'll let it waste away before I see you again. When you're so close to home, well, in your heart I make my own. To walk away and leave this heart unspoken, well, I don't wanna carry on. So crazy. You tell me I've been gone for so long, but you still remember all the times we had. But it's time we let go of the past when you're so close to home.